350 years ago, or so the story goes, a man was sitting under an apple tree when, plop, an apple fell on his head. After rubbing all the sticky sweet juice out of his hair, he began to wonder, what made that apple fall? This man, as you may know, was Sir Isaac Newton, and the mysterious force he discovered, gravity. But what many don't know is that in order to describe this concept of gravity, Newton first had to invent the language of mathematics, now known as calculus. Math. It's a little word with a big reputation. Love it or hate it, you just can't escape it. But have you ever considered that the laws of mathematics are really just a window into the mind of our Creator? Not everyone would agree with that statement. In fact, the debate about where mathematics comes from has raged for centuries. According to the Encyclopedia Britannica, a Platonist mindset developed by the ancient Greek mathematician and philosopher Plato states that mathematics has and always will exist apart from mankind. On the other hand, a nominalist mindset suggests that mathematics was invented by humans to describe the natural world in which we live. So here's the question. Was mathematics invented by humans to describe the world around us, or is mathematics discovered by humans as we learn more and more about God's creation? Today, I'd like to argue that although the languages of mathematics may have been invented and developed by man, mathematics itself, meaning the laws and principles that hold this universe together, were created and set in motion by our Creator. If this is the case, then what the great mathematician and astronomer Johannes Kepler said as he studied the universe must be true. Quote, "I was merely thinking God's thoughts after him." Come with me as we explore animals, plants, and finally, the rest of the universe, to see how mankind only developed a language to understand the principles, laws, and workings of a created universe. John 1:3 states, "Through him, all things were created," including mathematics, discovered thousands of years ago, is still found in new places every year. Would you believe me if I told you that mathematics is found all throughout the animal kingdom? In 2012, Professor Brian Butterworth of the Institute of Cognitive Neuroscience researched the counting capabilities of the brain. To do so, he studied guppies. Despite having brains the size of a mustard seed, guppies were able to identify and join the largest school of fish placed in front of them, one fish at a time. In other words, they were counting. This ability to count has been found in other animals as well. Tetsuro Matsuzawa of the Primate Research Institute found that chimpanzees could be taught to count using the digits 0 through 9. Psychology professor Irene Pepperberg discovered that African gray parrots could be taught to count colored blocks. Certainly, the language of counting may have been invented and developed by man, but the concept of counting already existed in the animal kingdom. It had to come from somewhere, from a creator. And animal mathematics doesn't stop with simple counting. Some animals can calculate. A 2012 study by Professor Timothy Layton at the University of Southampton found that dolphins use mathematical calculations in order to remove bubble interference from their sonar readings. Without the ability to calculate, dolphins wouldn't be able to catch their prey. A 2010 study by the University of London found that bees calculate the shortest distance between flowers in order to maximize nectar collecting efficiency. These small black and yellow creatures use their pinhead-sized brains to instantly solve math problems that can stump supercomputers for days. Without the ability to easily calculate, bees would be unable to collect enough nectar to survive. Someone created these tiny insects with math on the mind. And mathematics isn't limited to kingdom Animalia. Plants, too, display mathematical properties. Take a look. These aren't nonsensical numbers. They all belong to a pattern of numbers called the Fibonacci sequence. First discovered in the 1600s by Italian mathematician Fibonacci, every number in this sequence can be found by adding up the 2 before it. For example, 8 is the sum of 3 and 5. Fibonacci discovered his number sequence while writing word problems for a math book. Yet centuries later, we now know that plants follow its order for maximum sunlight absorption. According to the Institute for Creation Research, many flowers have a Fibonacci number of petals. Irises have 3. Buttercups, 5. Cosmos, 8. And it continues up to daisies at 89. Coincidence? Hard to believe. According to mathematics professor Dr. Ron Knott, 90% of all plants exhibit a pattern of leaves involving the Fibonacci numbers. And the Fibonacci sequence is found beyond the plant kingdom, in the body proportions of animals, in the orbits of the solar system planets, and even in the size of your human DNA. Mathematical repetition such as this can be no accident. It reflects the beautiful mathematical mind of our Creator. We can find mathematics in living things, but what about the rest of the universe? Well, here's a question. Is it random that gravity always pulls us down? No. The laws of physics apply anywhere. They are constant. They just don't change. Velocity equals distance divided by time. Always. Force equals mass times acceleration. Always. And E equals mc squared. Always. In a logic course last year, I learned the term a priori truth, meaning an unquestionable truth. The languages of mathematics may have been invented and developed by man, but the mathematical laws that govern this universe are a priori truths, existing apart from mankind. Colossians 1:16 states, "Through him all things were created, things in heaven and on earth, visible and invisible, including math." We can find mathematics in the physical world, but the physical world can do nothing to change mathematics. Let me give you an example. This is the number 3. It is a mathematical property, a number. All right, the 3 is gone. Now, if mathematics was defined by the physical world, the number 3 would no longer exist because I've destroyed it. But you can still write the number 3. The number 3 will still show up on your clocks. The number 3 is obviously not gone, even though I may have destroyed this one. One way to say this would be to say that math is abstract. The Merriam-Webster dictionary defines abstract as confined to theory or speculation, often in contrast to practical application. Mathematics is not defined by the physical world. Rather, it shows its manifestations here. Math, meaning the laws God put in place to hold his creation together, is abstract. So the physical world merely reflects his laws. Take, for example, the abstract concept of infinity. The human brain cannot fully grasp the concept of infinity. Things just can't go on forever. But infinity does exist. In the digits of pi, in infinite limits, in infinite fractals. Indeed, today scientists even wrestle with theories of an infinite universe. Infinity does exist. It is an integral part of mathematics, and it had to come from somewhere, from a creator with an infinite mind. Mathematics. It had to come from somewhere. Were its laws invented by humankind? I don't believe so. When animals can count and flowers follow mathematical laws, when infinity exists and mathematical laws are constant, I am convinced that mathematics is a gift from our Creator, God, given to us by the one who, according to Colossians 1:17, is before all things, and in him all things hold together. Math. It's a little word with a big reputation, and it points to a loving, caring Creator. Mathematics truly is a view to God's mind.